The following is a morning walk conversation with His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on June 23rd, 1975, in Los Angeles.
I have read that your program, what is that? College of Vedic Science?
Yes.
So, what is the actual program?
Oh, that was not completed, Prabhupada. That's just a description of the courses. Yet we have to add a biography about your divine grace, description of the disciplic succession, the activities of ISKCON, and how the college relates to ISKCON. That was simply an explanation of what courses would be given and how they would be structured.
That's right.
Prabhupada, we want your direction on how to actually do it.
Actually, that you have already mentioned, that example is better than precept. Our whole process is following the example of predecessor. Nothing independent. That principle should be followed. We do not accept any precept which is free from the predecessor. Do you follow? Mahajana jena gatasya pantha. This is the secret of devotional service. Nothing to do independent. Then it is your life. The particular specific qualification of Krishna consciousness. How they are doing, they have got so many other institutions. So, what is the result? They graduate theological union. So I saw so many names, what they are doing.
Well, that's why they want us to join.
Yeah. But we cannot join like that.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
On our own standards.
We will be independent of that group. They will not dictate anything to us.
Yes. Regulative principle is the groundwork, foundation of everything. Academic career has nothing to do with it. Bhaktasya kuto mahadguna. Anyone who is not actual devotee, he is good qualification, academic qualification, there is no value.
But many of these students at the Graduate Theological Union, they might want to come to our college to take just one or two courses. Would it be all right for them to do that?
No, everyone is welcome. But they must see what is our idea. Then one day they will also come. So our ideal should be always there. Not that we make some compromise. Then it will not be effective.
In the catalog we say that to get a degree one must be following the regulative principles, that is as much an important requirement as the academic study.
Yes, that is very important. Otherwise, just like in India, there are caste Brahmins, but they have no ideal. And therefore, it is not working.
2 artiks a day, 16 rounds. These would be also course requirements.
In the study of theology, Srila Prabhupada, there is a section called phenomenology. And phenomenology means the study of the actual practices. So actually they already have this, but they don't actually practice themselves in their schools. But in our schools we would demand practice.
You could also learn what is deity worship, how it should be performed. You have to learn about chanting.
Brahmin's business is pathan, jajan, dana, pratigraha. Brahman means he is learned himself. He is a very erudite scholar. That is Brahman, as per him. And he makes others also scholars. Not that he remains himself a scholar. This is called pathan. Then jajan. Jajan means he worships the deity and he teaches others how to worship. Dana pratigraha. He accepts charity from others, contribution, and he gives it to us. That you have mentioned, I think. What he gets
in the day, he gives it
in the night. These are 6 principles to become a Brahmin. Otherwise, if he gets the degree and he smokes, he does not follow. He does not act, because Chatur Varna Maya system Guna Karma Vibhagas. Krishna says the 4 divisions are according to quality and work. Whether he is qualified, that will be proved by his work. Not that he has taken the degree and now he is smoking.
Yeah.
That is going on. Academic means this. They get the degrees and after that they do all nonsense. That is academic. But Vedic culture is not like that. He must act. Then it will be all right. The Western culture, the idea is, never mind whatever his private character, we don't mind. He has passed PhD, so let him become teacher. This is Western culture. Privately he may be rascal. It doesn't matter. That is not Brahminical culture. There is no private or public. Antar Bahi. Antar means internally. And Bahi means external. We that chant that Achman mantra, Abhavitra Pavitra va Sarvavathangvato viva Jasmare Pandari Kakhan sa Bhaya Abhantaram Suchi. Bhaya means external and Abhantaram means internal. Not duplicity. That Bhaya, external is something and internal, that will not be successful. Bhaya Abhantaram Suchi. Suchi means purified, Brahman. And who is not purified is Muchi. You have to present an ideal institution. Not that we make compromise with everything. That is not our business. We don't want stars. We want moon. What is the use of millions of stars? Get one moon. That is everything. Not expect everyone to become Brahman. That is not possible. Because the three qualities are working. You cannot make all the population on the modes of goodness. That is not possible. There must be people in passion and ignorance. Otherwise, why Krishna says Chaturvarna, 4 divisions? He could have done one kind of thing. But all of them can be utilized in Krishna consciousness if they are guided properly. Sakarmana tamam bhajya samsiddhi lavati nara. One can get perfection even becoming a Shudra, provided he is properly guided. Not that only the Brahmins can become Krishna conscious, no. The Shudras also can be, provided he is guided by the Brahman. The present moment, the whole human society is full of Shudras. There is no Brahman. So you have to train real Brahman. How respectfully receive the Sudama Mitra. Not that because you are a caste Brahman. You are so respectful to the Brahminical culture. Many places it is described. Therefore another name is Namo Brahmana Devaya. Go Brahmana Hitaya Jagat Bhitaya Krishnaya Govindaya. The Kali Yuga, the so-called Brahmin means having a 2-sense thread. Not that Brahmin. Vipratti Sutram Emuch. To become a Brahmin, just have a thread, sacred thread, and then do all nonsense. That kind of is not required. That is Kali Yuga Brahmin. I've got the sacred thread, I have become Brahmin, now I can do all nonsense. That will not happen. Giving sacred thread on the Pancharatriki Vidhi, the same principle. There is this little spot fire, fan it. The process of fanning. But the fanning is stopped, then small spot of fire also it will have no effect. Because the small fire cannot do anything. It must be blazing fire. So this process we are accepting from the most fallen condition. Because he has little spark of fire, he wants to get Krishna consciousness. So our process is fanning. And then it must be blazing fire. And if you say that now that small fire is sufficient, that will not work. It must be blazing fire. The small fire is the potency. The potency should be brought to, just like wood. There is fire, everyone knows. But that will not serve your purpose. Here, wood, unless there is fire. There is fire, but it has to be increased. The wood, first of all, set fire. then there will be smoke. The smoke is also not fire. Smoke is another condition, symptom of fire. But smoke is not fire. The smoke must come into blazing fire. Then you can act.
The fanning, that is the devotional practices.
Yes.
If that stops,
then it is finished.
That verse is from Srimad Bhagavatam.
Huh? Which verse?
That verse about how wood is better than raw earth,
Yes.
and fire is better than wood.
Yes. Fire is better than smoke. Smoke is better than wood. Wood means tamagun. And smoke means rajagun. Now it is coming. And fire means sattvagun. So, you have to go still around. That is called Shuddha Sattva. Here, simply blazing fire, it may also extinguish. But the platform where it is never extinguished, that is spiritual. That is spiritual. That is not material. Not only fire, but ever blazing fire. That is spiritual. You cannot stop even now, here is now fire. No. It must be ever blazing fire. Then it will happen. And that is said when there is no chance of extinction. Nitya-yukta upasana. That is stated in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Nitya-yukta. Ever existing, eternal. That is one. Sometimes our devotees fall down because he has not come to that platform. Ever existing. Therefore the fire extinguishes. That is possible, but everyone should be very, very careful that the fire may not be extinguished. Then again, Maya. There are two things, Krishna and Maya. If Krishna fire is extinguished, then Maya, ignorance, darkness. Two things. কৃষ্ণ ভুলিয়া জি ভগবাঞ্ছা করে পাশেতে মায়া তারে জাপটিয়া ধরে as soon as you forget Krishna then Maya is there. Yes, please come here. Very there is no truth. Three, Maya, Krishna. If you are not in Krishna, then you are in Maya. And if you are in Krishna, there is no Maya. Jaha Krishna sujja taha nahi Maya rodhika. That is our back to God head motto. Where there is Krishna, there is no Nishan. Krishna sujja sama Maya andhakar. Jaha Krishna taha nahi Maya rodhika. You understand Bengali?
I know that verse.
Yes. You know it eternally?
I hope so.
That's right. So we have to set such an institution that Maya nahi odhika. No more jurisdiction of Maya. That is what.
You must keep very high standards.
Oh, yes. आप इधर ही हैं क्या?
हाँ, जा रहे हैं।
अच्छा,
सोचा कि आपसे दर्शन कर लें।
बहुत अच्छा. So you are hearing me talking just now?
Yes, I was listening part of the conversation. This college courses and units, and I realized that to teach a religious course which is Vedic culture, first needs devotion, second needs knowledge, and I need both of them. I like both of them, and this is, but still, I can support this kind of.
That I was explaining, because you have a little desire to know, so that we have to take a small fire, and we have to fan it. Then it will come blazing fire. Kali Yuga means actually there is no Brahman, but whenever there is a little tendency of becoming Brahman, we take it, accept it. Otherwise, there is no question of pushing on this movement. Wherever there is little chance, we take advantage. That is our problem. Initiation means just to see, here is a little chance, it's coming forward, take it, accept it, and fan it. This is initiation. Not that now I am initiated, I become perfect. Theological union, when it was started, 62.
There are schools in the theological union that go back to 1850. In other words, there are around 10 schools make up the union.
When was the union started?
1950.
62.
No, 52, I think.
52.
The date is in that book.
I think it is 62. So what is the result?
We haven't produced any true devotees. Actually, Dr. Judas says that we will add a lot of life to that union, because all these other groups are dried up.
Dried up, but they must agree to follow. Otherwise, it is dead. Arad bhavet dija. Sanskar, reformation. That makes a twice born. Jayate Shudra. Sanskarat bhavet dvija. Vedupatat bhavet vipra. Brahma janati iti brahmana. Everyone is born Shudra. And by undergoing the reformation process, he becomes twice born. The father is the spiritual master and the mother is Vedic knowledge. First birth is ordinary father and mother. That even cats and dogs gets. Everyone gets father and mother. Without father and mother, there is no question of birth. That janma is Shudra janma. Then, when he gets second birth by the spiritual father, then he becomes Dvija, twice born, again born. Then he is allowed to study Vedic literature. Vedupatat bhavet vipra. And when by studying he understands the Brahma, then he becomes Brahma. This is the process. Brahma janati iti Brahma. And then, after becoming a Brahmana, when he understands Krishna, then he becomes Vaishnava. Manusyanam sahasreshu kaschit jatati siddha. Siddha means to understand Brahma. And jatatamopi siddhyanam, and after becoming siddha, one who tries further ahead, out of many of them one can understand Krishna. So we are aiming to that destination, to understand Krishna. And then it will be perfect. And as soon as you understand Krishna, you are fit for going back to home, Taktadeham punarjanma naiti maaveti.
पर हम सोच रहे थे आकाश के तारों के बारे में। हम सोच रहे थे आकाश के तारों के बारे में, चंद्रमा और सूरज और इन लोगों का सब एडवेंचर जो करते रहे हैं।
ये बहुत दिन पहले मैं बोल दिया। It is jumping of the monkeys. In my book, it was published in 1958. उस समय हम बोल दिया ये सब चाइल्डिश है। I don't believe all these aspects. Otherwise, how could I write? Later on in San Francisco, some press reporter asked me, what is your opinion? And this is all foolish. Waste of time and money. It was published. We are conditioned. We call ourselves conditioned soul. So whatever condition is made by nature or by God, you cannot overcome. That is futile attempt. Daivijhe sagunamayi mama maya durutta. You cannot surpass the condition of material nature. Foolishly you may declare very great, independent, but completely under the grip of material nature. Everything, there is a process. Just like you have come to USA, you have come through a process, immigration. Can anyone come here without going through the process? And how you can go to the moon planet? Independently, without going through the process. In 1958, I said, this is all childish. So, I am not a scientist. How did I say? On what strength?
You said it was a waste of time, and now they have stopped doing it.
So how predicted? I am not a scientist. How did I say it?
The strength of Bhagavad Gita.
That's it. Vedic science.
First, the scientists told the political leaders that you let us go to the moon and we will give you all sorts of benefits. Now they have not produced any benefits, so the political leaders won't give them any more money.
That is good. They have come to their senses. All the so-called scientists, they should be dismissed. Kicked out.
Then they can work in the field.
All in practice.
We will bring them in this movement. We will persuade them. Just convince them that they need this.
That kicking out will convince them. Otherwise they will not be convinced. So long as they are in the post, they will never be convinced. But when they're kicked out, when they're a street dog, then they pass resolution, the senators. When the senators come for vote, you tell them, first of all dismiss all these things, then we shall give you vote. Otherwise no more vote. Then they will be also. And vote has become cheap. Sangsuta purusha pasui. That example I was giving, that the small animals and big animals. The lion is a big animal and is afraid of by the small animals, jackals, cats and dogs. So out of fear they are giving vote. But giving vote to whom? To an animal. So how they can be happy? Or to small animals giving vote to the big animal. Suppose a big animal, lion, is very powerful. Does it mean he's human being? He's animal. So the small animals may be afraid of that big animal. But the human being knows that he is animal, that's all. He doesn't care for this animal. The animal may be very strong, but that does not mean he will give in any credit of human being. No, that is not possible. So, in this animal civilization, there are many strong big animals. So they are voted by the small animals, but we are not going to vote that he is very important figure. No. We immediately reject Rava Bhaktasya Kuto Mahadguna. One who is not Krishna conscious, he is useless. That's all. We are not going to echo the small animals. That is not possible. We reject. He is animal. That's all. So our test is whether one is Krishna conscious. You can say that if you are not a big animal, that does not mean that you are a big man. That is, we admit. But we have got our Krishna. Krishna says, here is a rascal. And so we say, here is a rascal. On the strength of Krishna, Krishna says, Namanga duskita namudha prapadante naradhama maya pritagyana asuri bhavamas. Anyone who does not submit to Krishna, he is useless. Duskitina, mudha, naradhama. So why we shall give respect to the naradhamas, duskitanas, mudhas, maya pritagyana? We shall not do that. We shall respect only Krishna conscious person. Vaishnava Thakur tomar kukur boliya jana ho more. Vaishnava Thakur, you just accept me as your dog. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says. That is successful. If you accept me as your dog, that is my success. Vaishnava Thakur tomar kukur boliya jana ho more. Our endeavor is just to become a dog of a Vaishnava, not to become an animal like lion. We remain a dog, but of a Vaishnava. And we refuse to become a big animal like lion. This is our philosophy. Another song is Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Janmaya bhi jadi इच्छा तुम्हारा कीट जन्म हो जहाँ दास भक्त तुम्हारा. I do not know what is my next life. That depends on your consideration. But if you think that I must take another bath or another many baths, it doesn't matter. Only I request you that you make me an insignificant ant in the house of a devotee. Kita janma ho jaha das tumhara. This is Vaishnava aspiration, that if I become an ant under the protection of a Vaishnava, that is also success. And I don't want to become a Brahma who is not a devotee. So this Vaishnava philosophy is very accurate. Therefore, this life of a Vaishnava begins with surrender, not with challenge. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam saranam. That is Vaishnava. The material disease means we have challenged Krishna, God. What is God? We can live independently. That is material scientists. They are trying to prove there is no God. We can create everything in the laboratory. And that is their foolishness.
You know, there are many, many atheists, I know that.
Their whole propaganda is atheism. Therefore, we are not very favorably disposed, the so-called scientists. Their whole propaganda is how to prove there is no God. That is their only aim. People say that, now nobody is going to talk of God, talk of science. They say like that. Is it not?
Dr. Radhakrishna said religion won't be accepted unless... Dr. Radhakrishna said religion won't be accepted unless it's can be accepted in terms of science.
So religion is not science? We are following blindly?
No, we have our own science.
No, one science. This is science. They are following blindly, nonsense. The Radha Krishna and company. We are following, therefore our Dr. Samudara says, Krishna is the greatest scientist. We are following the greatest scientist. They are rascals, they are following the false scientists.
They have never seen the atom, but they believe in it.
Atom not question of seeing. You can count all the atoms throughout the universe. Still you cannot understand what is Krishna. You may be so great scientist that you can count each and every atom within the universe. But still you shall remain unable to understand Krishna. That is stated in the Shastra. Now, here is sand. You can say there are so many sands. And this is only a small beach. But you can say how many sands and atoms are there within the universe. You can become so qualified, but still you are unqualified to understand Krishna. Radha Krishna, Dr. Radha Krishna was a good man, Brahmana, but he was victimized by the Western culture. He got some money from Oxford University. Therefore he took the Western, his father, mother. That is his qualification. Whatever the Westerners say, they will say. He will say, yes, this is science. Not only Dr. Radhakrishna, all the big men of India, they thought like that.
Tagore.
Tagore? Yes. But Tagore also got his position because he got the Nobel Prize from Western world. Therefore he has so much of life. All the big men, governors, they said, he would invite at his home. He was a rich man, Zamindar. not very rich, but descendant at least.
Yes.
Become so enamored by the Western people that there is a song, जो कुत्ते को बड़ा लाट गोली किया, उसका टेंगरी लाया, उसका मटन चप बनाया. A dog, because he is killed by the governor, so we have made mutton chop out of it. Take it. The dog became so exalted because he was killed by the Vaishnava. This is that place.
Rabindranath Tagore and all these big people, they are not pure devotees.
But big lions, that's all. And they are faced by these small cats and dogs. Not Tagore's Gitanjali, he indirectly praises, I love you, but he does not mention whom he loves. He does not know who is the lovable object. You have read his Gitanjali?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it not that?
That's right.
Yeah. To me, you are. Who is that to me? That he does not.
Well, I respect him as a person or whatever, but he is not a devotee, and it is a rare occasion to get a pure devotee.
Who is not a devotee is not respectable.
He says in that Gitanjali that the most beautiful creation of God
is woman.
Yes.
That's to me.
So what is this? Everyone is saying the beautiful, the most perfect creation of God is a woman. So, what is the difference between man and dog? The dog is also saying, another sea dog, the most beautiful creation of God. The ass is also saying, the sea ass, most beautiful creation. So what is the difference between ass and dog and this? And a devotee says, Tadavadhi mama chitta Krishna, Jadavadhi mama chitta Krishna padaravindayo, Nava Nava Dhamarantumasi, Tadavadhi Batanari Sangame, Bhavati Mukhavikara Sustimis. So long I have become devotee, since then, as soon as I think of sex, I spite on it. This is devotee. Whole world is going on simply by this perverted vision. The woman is very beautiful for the man, and the man is very beautiful to the woman. This is the knot, Hridaya Granthi. Otherwise, how they will work? Reciprocally, they are saying beautiful. Sometimes the women like big beard. Yes, they like. And they keep. The Mohammedans, they say, we keep beard, women like it. They don't want the seven-headed. What is your experience?
Well, there is a lot more emphasis over here about sex and girls than it is
everywhere. Where do you see here?
In India. I come from a village, and they don't talk well. Fathers, parents, elder brother, and priest, and it is
but
very
that
difficult.
does not mean the thought of woman is absent. They may be more civilized. They don't talk loosely. But that does not mean he is free from the woman's beauty.
Yeah, they have it, but it's not that rampant. It's kind of suppressed a little bit. So.
Yeah. At least they know, they are taught by the culture, this is not good. But here, they do not know that the thinking of woman is not good.
They think if you don't think of a woman, then that is not good.
Yeah.
You're abnormal.
That's right. They think you are abnormal. That's right.
So they are living within the sand.
As a house.
Very fortunate crowd.
And these people say there is no life. There is only sand. What is their attempt about going to Venus?
Going to where?
Going to Venus? I think the Russians have sent some...
They are working on a joint venture, Russia and United States. They're going to rendezvous sometime pretty soon. The two spaceships.
So to Venus, there's some attempt now to go to Venus?
The Russians.
The Russians are attempting to land not a manned craft, but unmanned craft.
Huh? Mancraft?
Unmanned craft.
What is that Mancraft?
Just one ship without any people inside.
With instruments in there.
That they did in respect of moon also.
In the beginning, yeah.
Why it is failure?
There is nothing there. That's what they say.
Then what is their scientific knowledge? If there is nothing there, why they attempted? Is that scientific knowledge? Why they are attempting to go there?
They're saying they're trying to learn the universe creation. See the relationship between Earth's soil and geology and the geology of the moon. If there is some relationship, if the evolution process came through in some kind of joint relationship, they can establish some kind of hereditary evolution process. They're trying to. On the top of that, they came out with a lot of electronic and gadgets to go over there and to do any kind of adventure like this. They have to design all kinds of gadgetry. And those gadgetry, they claim, is useful to human being on the earth over here because that came out.
Useful is that they have squandered so much money.
It's a big
of
business.
They have.
And bluffed. That is the usefulness.
They have spent hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars in that process. Certainly a lot more money than one can imagine.
Even by studying the soil on the earth, they can't make the food grow.
They cannot do anything, simply they can bluff. Everything is being done by the nature. What they can do? These foolish rascals.
Certainly nature got a whole lot of power.
Huh?
Nature got a lot of power.
Yeah.
They're looking for energy. Energy running short, and we are running short of energy for driving a car and driving the entire ocean over here. See all these big waves coming down. So
Krishna has no shortage of energy.
no, all big hurricanes and they come and full of energy. We can put a small little fan in our room to blow a little wind, and see if a big wind comes in from the nature.
Everything is floating in wind. Air. Such a big cloud.
That's right.
Floating in the air. It contains millions of tons of water. But it's kept in the air.
We try to heat it home in the winter season, and it's hard time heating a home. We don't have energy. I'm short of energy. Summer comes and nature heats it up that we are just too hot. So the nature energy supply is just unlimited. Science cannot even match it, a small fragment.
Our science is stated in the Vedas, Jasmin Vigyate Sarvamidam Vigyatam Bhavanti. Just try to understand Krishna and everything will be understood. try to understand one Krishna, then you understand it. Yasmin vijñāte sarvavedam vijñātam bhavati. Philosophy is, it is said that bhaktim, sitting bhakti, sitting bhakti, pasha, jail, klishanti kevala bodha labdha. Kevala bodha means just trying to understand this, that, this, that, this, that, this, that. In this way, they are wasting time and giving up devotional service to the Lord. So what is the result? Bhakting udapasate vibho krishanti je kevala bodha labdha. Kevala bodha. The duration of life is very short and is gathering knowledge by going to the moon. In this way he is wasting his time. So the result is that waste of time. That is their gain. Nothing more. Just see that these people, instead of teaching Krishna consciousness, they wanted to study, go to the moon planet to understand. The result is, that only result is that they have labored so much, and that is their gain, nothing else. What other things they are doing? Tesam klesala eva avashishyate nadnat jatha sthula tusavghatina. Just like you beat the skin of rice, paddy, you will not get rice. Simply your labor, gut, that will you get. So their only gain is that they have learned that in the moon there is just like here. As if we are very much eager to know that there is also dust. And they block people selling tickets for going to moon planet. Pan American. This is science. Bharambe Lugukriya. So, our Rameswar Prabhu, he have got now machine arrangement, such nice, you can produce daily one book. And if you cannot do so, then it is like that moon planet. Bharambe Lugukriya. It is very nice to see that there are so many machines, but what is the result? If you produce one book daily, then these machines are properly utilized. Find out how to do it. Simply don't be satisfied that you have got so many nice machines.